So again, this has already crashed on me while I fired up the stream. So this should be interesting. If it decides to crash again, then so be it. Hopefully it doesn't. And hopefully we are good to go. The game plan tonight is simple. Finish the regular season and get to another draft. Are we going to be able to do that? It solely depends on whether or not this game wants to continue to be a broken, buggy mess, which it wasn't prior to last night. And now all of a sudden this game has been an absolute tire fire. So we'll see what happens, won't we? God, Kyle Pitts is an absolute monster. Just relocate. I'm not relocating the Falcons. It's not happening. Buck, 10 months, almost a year's worth of Tugness. You'll love to see it. Buck, thank you for that. One of the masters. One of the masters of some Wreckfest in this channel. God, I'm honestly just kind of sitting here waiting to see if this game's going to crash again. Thinking about Buccaneers and Powers going back to Michigan. I mean, yeah, you pretty much said that team's going to be stacked. Absolutely stacked. If the University of Michigan does not win an NCAA ice hockey championship, then they blew it. Then they blew it, because that team's ridiculous. Marquise Beverly, let's make you better as a power back. So Bev is a 76 already. Just good. Just the morale of the fact that this team sucks is really taking a hit. And indeed, Colt Johnson is our starter. Indeed he is. He is indeed. We got our quarterback. This upcoming draft will be very, very heavy in terms of scouting defenders. That is the plan. It's sad news out of Surrey. I did. I know that one of them was on the Edmonton Oil Kings and the other ones were in a minor league. That is unfortunate, man. Because all three of them had to be like, 18 or younger? It's just sad as hell. Not to immediately jump to a different topic, I kind of have no choice. Let's sim this game against Tampa. And we lose again, so we are 2-11 with 4 weeks to go. Right now, we are... I'm pretty sure I can't... Can I see? Yeah, I was going to say, let me see the standings. Unless you're going to crash again. I don't care about the playoff picture. I want to see the outright standings. This is what we want. We want to be trash. I don't want to view... I mean, I know I can... Yeah, there we go. Okay. I always forget what that is. So... AFC North right now, the Bengals are looking good. There's a chance no one else is going to make it out of that division, which is crazy. AFC South is very close. The Jags are 2-11. Oof. Okay, the Jags are 2-11. Devitron, we're in Season 2. Brady has not retired. The Jets are also 2-11. So again, we have some real competition in the Tank Bowl. Bears are 10-3. And of course, we're 2-11, so we are one of 3 teams with a 2-11 record. Jacksonville and the New York Jets giving us competition. We had the number 2 pick last year. I'd really prefer to get the number 1 overall pick this year. But, hey, we'll see what happens. If I'm not mistaken, we were scouting corners. We might even be on safeties. We are not. So, let's see. What we got here, 7th round corners. There's a lot of them. J-Mac, what's going on? What's happening? Alright, so college players are good. Weekly scouting. 49ers at 3-10. That's true. I'd like to think we can out-tank San Francisco, though. Like, their roster should be great. Alright, let's go over to wide receiver, because we had Ridley in there. We'll get Greg Hardwick. Holcomb. I was going to say Colombo. Holcomb. Get you over there and get our other wide receiver muted. How are you? Good to see you as well. Tight end wise, we have Pitts and Bolin. So again, we don't really have a focused player or group of 6 this year. We're trying to train up everybody a little bit, and next year we'll really go heavily into the focus, I think. Reaver, the game has already crashed once. It was when I was still on my intro screen. So, I'm not overly optimistic. I can't say we've discussed Jonathan Quick, but maybe we can get to it in the future. There should be a new podcast up on Spotify. If not, it'll be up in a little bit. And the video version will be up tomorrow. Alright. Devin Richards. Gonna make you more well-rounded. Alright. How did year 2 go? We're still in the middle of it, and we're tragic. We are awful. But that is the plan. That is the plan. Okay, we got 4 weeks left to go here. Maurice Childs is back from injury. Let's hopefully get pooped on by the defending champion Saints. Yes, 37-17 loss. Beautiful. So at 2-12 now, are we the worst team in the league? No, we are not. It is still between us, Jacksonville, and the New York Jets. Okay. We've lost 11 games in a row. This is awesome. This is exactly what we want. We play the Ravens, the Niners, and the Steelers to end the season. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We are right on track with where we want to be. Let's go ahead and finish scouting out corners, even though we know pretty much all these guys are going to be trash. And then we'll go with the safeties. Perfect. I know you can't tell us everything about 22, but do you feel like it'll make up for NHL 21? Yeah, I think it'll be a better game than 21. I do. Is that difficult to accomplish? But yeah, I think it'll be a better game than 21. Alright. Let's see. Let's focus on the O-line here. Colbert. Holly. Left guard Blackburn. Left guard Hayden Holcomb. At center, Kappa. And at center, Dahlman. Go for that. So again, as planned, our team is a tragedy. A football tragedy. It's the only way to really sum it up. I think Liverpool do anything else to change it. I think they're probably done. Did you watch the game today? They don't need to do anything. Are the Coyotes going to relocate? Absolutely not. No, I think anyone who thinks this means that the, and I talk about it in the podcast, anyone who thinks the Coyotes are going to move now because, no. No. Colbert, let's make better as a power option. Washington football team, Atlanta football team. Sebastian Bolin gets better. Try to make him a scheme fit as soon as we can. Hayden Holcomb. It's almost a scheme fit, not bad. Especially with all that. Oh, muted, I know. Like, dude, on the second goal today, Virgil van Dijk's pass up to Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott, by the way. Holy shit, Harvey Elliott is so good. And then he chipped it over for, I think it was for Trent. Like, just, God. Yeah, I'm feeling good about Liverpool. Feeling very, very good about Liverpool. No reason not to. I mean, that's got to be a name change. Who are you, mysterious person? Thank you for the 5 months. Like the new Madden series and getting hyped for another NHL.
Oh, we're doing this again?
I wouldn't call Nuge. Harvey Elliott looked good. Did we see Danny Ings? Nuge wasting no time. First and foremost, I'm not going to call NHL 22 butchered, but this Madden launch has been pretty shit. Nuge, I did indeed see the Liverpool legend Danny Ings goal. I miss him tremendously. It was clear he was way too good to just not play all the time for Liverpool, so I'm glad he went elsewhere to where he is appreciated, because I do love me some Danny Ings. How are you, by the way, buddy? I haven't spoken to you since you were down at the Cape. I hope that went well. Alright, so let's sim this game against the Ravens. We are hoping for a loss. We are tanking. We are tanking. Come on. Come on, big loss. Hand me that L. Yes. 21-10. We're now 2-13. Are we the worst team in the league? Emily, thank you very much for those. I'll read that in a second. Okay, and then there were two. It's us and the Jets. Okay. I did actually, Emily, I did see the screenshots that you posted on Twitter, so fair enough. Spent some time down there prepping for a hurricane. Ooh, yeah, that's right. Stuff's supposed to come up the coast, isn't it? Whew. All right. Can we out-tank the New York Jets? That is the question. That is what we're aiming for. 2 games left. Oh, I'm muted, I know. It's funny watching the Twitter reaction to SummerSlam stuff. And it's just, it's incredible. Like, I feel sad for the people that just continue to watch it out of habit or even hate watch it. Like, I just don't care anymore. And it's great. It's great. Because instead AEW's out there and it's like, hey, they do everything that I want out of wrestling, and it's fucking awesome. So it's been a fun time. Stopped watching WWE after 30 years. I mean, I am 27 and, you know, watched it basically my entire life. So yeah, it's not an easy habit to break, but don't worry, they tried their best to break the habit. They tried their best, and they did succeed. So congrats to them for that. Why was it on Saturday? I have no idea. Probably because it was in Vegas and other scheduling. Who the hell knows? Oh, goodness. God, we got Nuge here. We haven't played FIFA in a little bit. We won that tournament, and then that was it. Oh, let's see. McCord. It's not what I wanted to do, but he's still a scheme fit. That's good. I got a drop 30 minutes in. Nice. How do I feel about Pat McAfee commentating? I haven't heard him, because I don't watch. I haven't heard him. So I'll say he's fine, because I don't know. Maybe he's trash. Good old Deacon Gaddis, what a name. Muted, that's the great thing about wrestling, buddy. If you're a wrestling fan, there's always some company out there doing what you're going to like from wrestling. Like back in the day, for me, it was like, okay, ROH, and then it was PWG, and then it was New Japan, and then it was Chikara. It's like there's always a company out there. And AEW is just like the best of everything. It's fucking awesome. Like, it hit me last night watching the CM Punk return, like, I'm going to an AEW show in October unless COVID cancels it. So, I'm fucking pumped. Also, remember last night, for anyone who was here, when I was spamming orders on CM Punk's new shirt, and it said, can't go through, can't go through, can't go through. I checked my PayPal this morning, turns out it went through twice. And I can't apparently cancel it, so I think I have 2 new shirts coming, which is great. Which is great. But the good thing is, one of my buddies that I plan on going to the event anyway in October with is like, hey, I'll buy it off you, so it's perfect. So. Alright, here we go. No! Can I get a crash counter? This fucking game. Why? EA, how did you break it? We played for the first week with no crashes. And now all this does is crash. Andrews. What the fuck? We're gonna have to play F1 tonight. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. This game has crashed on me a dozen times in less than 24 hours. What the fuck? Did they at least mention anything on Twitter about the crashes? Like, oh my god. I don't have Wreckfest installed, Buck. Sorry. Oh no, of course they haven't mentioned anything on Twitter about the crashes. Jesus. I probably will have to uninstall and reinstall, yeah. So, but I don't know if that'll work. I don't know if that'll work. There's no guarantees. Anyway, as I was saying, let's send this game against San Francisco. We'll hope for a loss. Yes. We're down to 2-14. So I probably will have to reinstall from the sounds of it. I guess it's going to kind of be like, what was that other game that I had to reinstall? and then it was fine. I don't remember. Was it The Last of Us? There was a game that I had a lot of trouble with. So, I don't know. Honestly, I should have done that last night. I wasn't even thinking, but yeah, I should have uninstalled and reinstalled. But basically, I will put up with it for as long as I possibly can. And hopefully then we'll uninstall and reinstall, and it'll fix it tomorrow, I hope. So there's a very good chance I get sick of it crashing on me and just reinstall it. And then switch to F1 tonight. So, we'll see. Maybe we end up playing FIFA with the boys or something, who's to say. So, final week. Did the Jets win? Come on. Yes, yes, yes. All we got to do is lose to Pittsburgh, and that #1 pick is ours. We might manage to out-tank the Jets, which I didn't think was possible. Debs, what's going on? Whew. All we got to do is lose to the Steelers. We are currently the biggest Steeler fans in the world. Honorary Yinzes. We need to hope. We need to hope. If we lose to Pittsburgh, we have the pick. I mean, we might have the tiebreaker too, but I want to make sure. I want to make sure that there's no, like, weird awkwardness where it's like, well, actually, this and that. Like, you know. I want to make sure that it hands us that #1 pick. Because it's Madden. Let's be honest. We could say we have the tiebreakers, and then it goes, LOL, no, you don't. So, like, would anyone put that past this game? Nick, what's up, by the way? Alright, and over to free safety, Richie Grant. Whew. Alright, no more rando crashes. No more rando crashes, please. Upgrades. So, Richie. Not quite a scheme fit yet. Richie's up to a 75. He'll be a decent depth option, but clearly we need a #1 safety. Jalen Mayfield gets better. Make him better as a pass protector. Is there a guy at #1 that we want? We don't know yet. But obviously, hey, we want the ability to trade down. I'll accept NHL crashing if we can download your custom roster this year. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Paul Burks. Make him a little bit better. He's just a random depth option. Get back from a steampunk-themed wedding. Oh, 2021. Do something. Hey, whatever makes them happy. Whatever makes them happy. Screw it. Let's not accept crash. I mean, yeah, I agree with Nuge, but I mean, hey. How about like a weekend's worth of crashing issues? Here we go. Undisputed #1 overall pick if we lose to Pittsburgh. We managed to out-tank the Jets. The #1 pick is ours. Yes. So the playoffs will be the Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos, Titans, Colts, Dolphins, Steelers, with the Chiefs being the #1 seed. And in the NFC, it is Bears, Giants, Seahawks, Saints, Cowboys, Panthers, with the Bucks as the #1 seed. Beautiful. Beautiful. We have some draft picks as well. A lot of rando dudes. A lot of practice squad guys, so we'll just auto-upgrade them. Oh, Metal, I've had the Tank Bowl theme from Tree's videos in my head for the whole time. So we are over the cap, though, because of the picks that we have, so this will be interesting. Let's view the final standings. So the AFC North went to the Bengals. The Steelers also made it. Very, very close division.
Good for you!
Indeed. I'm going to go with JM. Thank you for the follow. Or maybe AMC. Thank you for the follow. AFC South, Titans and Colts both make it. Close division, except for Jacksonville at 5 and 12. East goes to the Dolphins. Nobody else made it. The West to the Chiefs. The Broncos also made it. The Chargers just missed out. And in the NFC North, the Bears are the only team to make it. South sees the Bucks, Panthers, and Saints. And then there's us. The NFC East goes to the Cowboys and the Giants. And the West to the Seahawks. So we were the undisputed worst team in the NFL as the Jags and Saints won out. Meanwhile, we lost 14 in a row. 14 in a row. Yes, sir. Beautifully done. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats for the end of the season. We'll look at the standings later. We were the worst offensive team. So, Colt Johnson.
Oh, good!
3,800 yards. Matthew, thank you for the ball as well. 22 touchdowns, 17 picks. Tyrod had a touchdown this year. It's not bad. Rushing-wise, 600 yards for Beverly with 5 touchdowns. Colt Johnson had 4 rushing touchdowns of his own. So again, not amazing, but not bad. Receiving-wise, Ridley, 97 receptions. Hardwick was 72. 1,300 yards for Calvin. Touchdown-wise, though, it was Joe Holcomb, our slot receiver. As a rookie that led the way. On the O-line, Jesus Christ. Is that the McKinnon Avs jersey you're wearing? It is. And AJ, congrats. Up to 10. Not bad. 132 tackles for Chris Barnes. 15 tackles for loss for Maurice Childs. 4 sacks for rookie Kevin Wilcox. 4 picks for Alex Thomas. No one else had more than 1. And Tyler Bassman, 17 of 19. We'll look around the league. So, most passing yards, Tom Brady. E. Mahomes, Sam Darnold, and Charlie Beckham of the Saints, who we didn't draft. It's up to a 78 normal dev. All over 5,000 yards. 48 touchdown passes for Sam Darnold. He's a 79 playing like an 83. Sam Darnold. Mahomes went 45 and 6. Justin Fields went 45 and 7. Brady and Rodgers with a really good ratio. Dak went 38. Lawrence had 36. Matt Ryan stayed in Washington. Joe Burrow did well. Drew Lock did okay. Jalen Hurts. 24 interceptions for Derek Carr, and Mac Jones went 31 and 23. How highly rated is Mac now? 78! You'll love to see it. Running-wise, yardage was Derrick Henry. He and Nick Chubb were in a class of their own. Touchdown leader was Josh Jacobs with 22. He, Kamara, and Henry all broke the 20 mark. Receiving-wise, reception king was Michael Thomas with 108. DeAndre Hopkins, Cortland Sutton, Evan Ingram all broke 100. Yardage king was Christian McCaffrey, though. Christian McCaffrey led in reception yards, averaging 20 yards a carry or a catch. Holy shit. The next highest for someone who routinely catches something is Tyreek Hill. The way to phrase that wasn't quite right. The touchdown king was Christian McCaffrey. What the hell? Man gets hurricanes. We do. We do. Blocking wise, we'll clap. He catches something. Tavon Jennings was the worst old lineman in the league. Fair enough. Time to move McCaffrey to wide receiver, right? Defensively, most tackles, Nick Kwiatkowski. The tackle for loss leader was J.J. Watt with 24. The sack leader was DeMarcus Lawrence with 22 and a half. Yeah. Nuge, he didn't catch everything, but what he did catch, straight to the end zone. Interception king was Eric Wilson in Philadelphia. And kicking-wise, Graham Gano with 19 field goals led the way. So McCaffrey, this year, had 1,200 yards rushing, 1,600 yards receiving. I'm shocked he didn't kick a field goal. Oh my God. That is outrageous. So if McCaffrey doesn't win MVP, this game is more broken than we already thought, right? That's what I'm leaning towards. Let's head to the postseason, the playoffs, the playoffs. Let's see. Round 1. Broncos just beat the number 2 seed Bengals. Titans over the Colts. Dolphins over the Steelers. Very close game there. So it's KC and Denver, Tennessee, and Miami. On the other side, the Bears sneak by the Giants. Close game between the Saints and Seahawks, and a very close game as well between the Cowboys and Panthers. So you have Bucs, Saints, Bears, and Cowboys. So there you go. There you go. Not bad for the playoffs. Let's keep moving on here. We got nothing to do at the moment. Let's see who is in the conference championship game. Chiefs over Broncos. Dolphins over Titans. So it's Chiefs and Dolphins. Saints, the defending champs, over the Bucs. And the Cowboys over the Bears. So you have Cowboys and Saints. The final 4. 2 4 seeds, a 1 seed, and a 6 seed. Jesus. This has been bizarre. And going to the main menu is me, because the game crashed again. I got nothing. How dare they disgrace Tom Brady with him being on the cover of this shit show. A tremendous gaming experience, some might say. I got nothing. I got nothing. I don't what was there a day 1 patch? And I feel like the day 1 patch, if it existed, must have broken the game certainly more than it fixed it. At least for me, it is a now worse experience than it was. Alright. Who's going to make the Super Bowl? The answer is Chiefs and Cowboys. As the Chiefs handle the Dolphins and the Cowboys handle the defending champs. How about them Cowboys? Don't really care about the Pro Bowl roster, so we will move on. And we will get to our awards and such. Now again, the glitch to be like, oh, it's definitely going to be the Cowboys isn't actually a glitch, so it could be the Chiefs as well. The yearly awards. The league MVP is Patrick Mahomes. McCaffrey finished 4th. This game is broken. This game is broken. Justin Fields finished 7th. Darnold finished 5th. Coach of the Year, Zach Taylor in Cincinnati. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Patrick Mahomes. Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt. Offensive Rookie, Carter Morgan, the top quarterback from last draft class. Donnie Meadows, that receiver I wanted, was 3rd. I'll text him. I'm doing pretty well. How are you? Defensive Rookie of the Year was Kamani Cummings, that unbelievable safety. Makes sense. For the NFC, let's take a look. Offensive Player of the Year was Alvin Kamara. Christian McCaffrey got shafted. Defensive Player of the Year, DeMarcus Lawrence. Offensive Rookie of the Year was Charlie Beckham over Colt Johnson. The disrespect. The disrespect. Marquise Beverly finished 4th. Defensive Rookie of the Year was Alex Thomas. We got one. Alex Thomas wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Ellington finished 4th. Childs and Wilcox. Casey Austin also in the top 10. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, we at least had one award winner, so I would expect that Thomas would have a player upgrade here coming up. And let's see if I can scout anybody before the game crashes again. Not holding my breath. So we'll have to figure out who we want to scout next year after we have all the safeties looked at. There's only 2 left. I think we might go O-line. We do still need 1 more offensive lineman. And for the player upgrades, it is Alex Thomas for winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. We'll make him better as a hybrid. He's now up to a 79 after 1 season. David, what's happening? Pats franchise done like that. Pretty much, yeah. Kind of already reached its natural conclusion. So the Super Bowl. Will it be the Chiefs? Or will it be the Cowboys? It'll be the Cowboys. Dallas wins Super Bowl 57. 37-27 for their 6th Super Bowl title. Ezekiel Elliott, Super Bowl MVP. Offensive rookie there did go down as Charlie Beckham. Alex Thomas got defensive rookie. So again, the Saints beat the Pats in year 1. And now the Cowboys beat the Chiefs in year number 2. How about them? So with that, we are good to advance. Although staff moves, let's see. So Ron Rivera was fired. I'd like to sign old Riverboat Ron. Sean McVay was also fired. I feel like we'll stay with Kyle. Pete Carroll retires. Ron Rivera was immediately signed by the Rams. Sean McVay was immediately hired by the football team. And Urban Meyer was fired by the Jags and immediately hired by the Seahawks. Robert Saleh was fired by the Jets. So, yeah, we have no moves to make because Ron Rivera has already, and McVay have also been moved to and fro. So to the offseason we go. At least they have that part of football accurate, right? So, retirements for season 2. What do we got? Let's take a look. We'll go top to bottom here. Tom Brady. So that is now 2 times out of 2 that we've seen Tom Brady retire at the end of season 2. Janoris Jenkins, Kyle Long, Incognito, Russell Okung. Aaron Rodgers also retires at the end of season 2 for the 2nd time in a row. Brandon Cooks, Brandon Graham, Cole Beasley, you're an idiot. Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, Deshaun Jackson, T.Y. Hilton, Jason McCourty, Chase Daniel, fighting Amish. Now, as in you are Amish and fighting, or you are fighting the Amish? It's a very important distinction. Dalton, Jimmy Graham, Carlos Hyde, Matt Moore. Damn. Some big names are gone indeed. So it's a good thing we got our quarterback last year because there would be a ton of competition for quarterbacks this season. Again, Deacon Gaddis isn't that bad. So we technically have $76 million in cap room. Like fighting Irish. See, that's what I figured, but still. I had to run with it. We'll sign Deacon Gaddis for the moment. We'll bring him back. James Cheeks is Cheeks, so he's gone. Devin Richards can go. Basically, all of these guys that we have the option to franchise tag are on their way out. So not bad. Not bad. So we are off to the first stage of free agency. Last year we did okay. We also got shafted a little bit, if we're being honest. Let's see what we got. Boss, what's happening? So free agents that are available, we have $77 million in cap room. It'll be a little bit less. It's down. You. No, it is. Wow, it's outright $77 million. Tadrius, thank you for the follow. So quarterbacks that are available, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, Gardner Minshew, just no. You know, we don't need to go for any veterans here and spend money here. Taysom Hill, Dwayne Haskins. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably sign a veteran, but we don't have to do it right now. Like, we're fine. Especially because someone like Garoppolo, yeah, $8.8 million cap hit, no. Running back wise, Kareem Hunt can suck it. We do have Beverly and Hawkins, and again, Beverly's our guy. We could technically sign Tony Pollard, but he would be a second choice running back. So, you know, it's almost a why bother. Hey. Uh-huh. Well, that's good. So fun fact. Let's go with personal information. Fun fact, when you have a tooth removed, occasionally little teeny tiny bits of bone casing can then work its way up through the gum. It's not painful, but you know, I'd poke over there with my tongue and it'd be like, oh, I think there's a piece of bone casing there. And I'm like, oh, I'll have to call the dentist and get it removed. No, it just came out on its own. Like this teeny tiny piece of bone. Awesome. So now I don't have a sharp edge on my tongue. Awesome. Anyway, show us. Dude, it's literally like microscopic. There's no way. There's no... well, there it is. That just came out of my face. Look at it. Look at it. There you go. That came out of my face. Anyway. We could sign Tony Pollard. But we don't need to. Do we want to spend that much money on a second choice running back? No. I'd rather just stick with Hawkins. Same story for Alex Madison. I mean, unless there's no other options, we should hold off. Fullback-wise, we have Ingold, so we're great in that regard. Wide receiver, okay. Terry McLaurin is available. Case in point, we have better ways we could spend our money. Holy shit, could you imagine Calvin Ridley, Terry McLaurin, and Greg Hardwick? Whew. Like, Tyreek Hill's great, but he's only good for one more year. We gotta go after Terry McLaurin. Even A.J. Brown would be decent. And A.J. has, like, no fair offers, but no doubt we go for Terry McLaurin at 26 over 29-year-old Tyreek Hill. We could even go for, like, Darius Slayton. We gotta go for Terry McLaurin. We have to. 4-year deal. Oh, it's glitching again. Well, this game's gonna crash on me within a few moments. We have the top offer from McLaurin. Okay, it's getting worse. Seizure warning, everybody, because Madden's a broken fucking mess. Holy shit. Should I just restart the game now on my own? We're gonna have to switch to F1 tonight. There's no way I can put up with this again all night. I'm gonna have to uninstall and reinstall the game and hope it fixes it. Motherfucker. How much money do we offer Terry McLaurin is the question. Alright, here we go. Again, epilepsy trigger warning. Nope, it crashed. Okay, there we go. Never mind. Alright, let's load back in. I think that's crash number 3 on the night already. Shit show, EA. Shit show. I say that as a game changer who got this for free. Thank God I got this game for free. Oh, it's up to 4 now. Cool. If I were to have... If it's not about restarting the Xbox, it's the game. If I were to have paid for this, I'd actually be pretty mad. I'd be pretty goddamn mad. Fucking hell. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. We'll put up with it. We will put up with it. Ah, Sammy, I mean, it's like, I like the game, man, but it's crashed 4 times, you know? Like, how can you even deal with that? Like, it's just unacceptable. It is just unacceptable. Let's march on, though. I'll continue to put up with it. Let's make sure. Okay, so the good thing is, since it's online, it saves everything I do immediately. So we have the offer up for McLaurin. We'll go ahead and see who else is available. Tight end-wise, we're good. As much as I don't want Gronk to retire as a free agent, we're fine. We don't need anybody there. On the O-line, we are probably going to draft somebody. There, I mean, Eric Flowers, Ben Powers. I mean, great that the names rhyme. But let's see here. So, I mean, Colbert, Blackburn, Kappa, Lindstrom, Hennessy. I mean, if anything, I just want an upgrade on Hennessy. I'm not willing to pay DeCastro or Kelsey too much for 1 season. Garrett Bradbury's available, though. 2 years of Garrett Bradbury to improve the team. We'll put in a momentary offer, right? That might be worth it instead of trying to find another good old lineman in the draft. Like I said, running back we don't need. We could technically sign a Pollard if we wanted to be our second choice back behind Beverly, because Beverly's our guy. So let's put in a temporary offer for Pollard. We'll adjust it. I'm just trying to get a general idea of what we're looking at. Defensive line, Montez Sweat and Max Crosby. Also Marcus Davenport. So clearly Davenport should be the guy, because we need somebody to work with Austin. We're also, though, looking at drafting a defensive lineman. I'd definitely go for Marcus Davenport with that superstar dev. It wouldn't take him too long to even up the Sweat. Defensive tackle we don't need. We have two great options. What about a linebacker? We have Ellington, so we're perfectly fine. I mean, Zadarius Smith is 30 as well. Middle linebacker, Levante David's 33, so we're good to go there. And on the right, Andrew Van Ginkel. So we're still going to need a linebacker, no doubt about that. Corner, Kyle Fuller's 31, Callahan's 31, Jonathan Jones is 29. Jamel Dean could be decent at 26. Rock Yassin is there as well. I think if we were to go for a corner, we'd go for Jamel Dean. So even with all of these basically full max offers out, we're looking okay. McCourty's too old. Thornhill, 27 and an 82. If we wanted to give up on Grant, we could look to bring in Juan Thornhill. And even then, we'd still have roughly 19 million left. So now the question is, in terms of negotiations, right? So wide receiver, we know we don't have anybody scouted. We're going for Mclaren. I need to check defensive end. O-line, we barely have anybody scouted. I need to check who we have scouted at safety and at corner. And see if we're going to go through with these offers. I mean, there's no way we're going to get everybody. But let's see who we have scouted here. So on the defensive line, Pat Boone. He's not a guarantee. He's a big boy, but he's not a guarantee. On the right-hand side, Paul Mann. Not a guarantee. Kyle Rusher with low reps. Not a guarantee. Dane Atkinson is good, but not amazing. Good reps, good shuttle time. I don't know how I feel about that either. I think it might be for the best to pick up that defensive end in free agency. Corners. We need help at corner. More than likely, but linebacker as well. We know we're going to draft a linebacker, so. At corner, Carlos Franklin. Not bad. Paul Reddick. Not bad at all. So I think we're going to go for everybody that was available. The safety's a toss-up because we do have Marquise Brooks, who looks great. Tony Richardson. Denzel Pat. Okay, so safety, I think we can afford to save money. I don't think we have to sign a safety here. I think we'll be fine. So we can save that money. But everybody else, McLaurin we're definitely going for. Davenport we should probably go for. Bradbury we should probably go for. Pollard is a fine pickup. And then Thornhill we can take out. But these 5 are worth signing. Let's get a decent offer in there for Jamel Dean. Again, we don't have enough offensive linemen scouted. Our O-line is fine. They were trash this year, but that's because they're very young. Give them time. So we have the number 1 offer for Jamel Dean. I'll try to extend it a little bit. There we go. Tony Pollard will lowball. If he's going to sign, I pretty much want it to be for dirt cheap. Because he's a second choice back behind our main guy that we're trying to develop. So if Tony is going to accept, it's going to be under my terms, 4-year deal for very little money. Bradbury, I'd love to bring in for the next 2 years. We'll compete with the Panthers for him. We have the number 1 deal. Let's offer him a little bit more. And then Davenport, we definitely want to be in the running for. And again, under our terms. 4-year deal. About a $60 million offer in total. Gets us to number 1. Let's indeed offer him a $60 million deal. And then Terry McLaurin, we're going all in. We are going all in. The 95-point offer, I will overspend. Having he and Ridley as our top 2 wide receivers for the next 3 years, that's almost unbeatable. An $88 million offer. It's 97 points. I want to hit 100 points. 17.6 against the cap. 98. We'll offer more in a bonus. Charles, how's it going, buddy? It's a $91.8 million offer. So those are the main 5 that we are targeting. Let's see what happens. We do have to use up our scouting for the week as well. And we'll finish scouting these safeties. From there, we don't need a quarterback. We don't need a running back at all. There could be a decent running back, but we don't need it. Wide receiver, let's be honest, now we don't really need it. Don't need the QB, don't need the QB. Let's scout at that right guard. Don't need the QB. We'll still scout at the wide receiver. Just go off of the top of the board and see who else is here. There we go. We'll handle it that way. So here we go. Is Mr. McLaurin heading south? He is. McLaurin, Davenport, Bradbury, and Dean all accepted. Oh my God. Whoo. So now for Colt Johnson, he has Calvin Ridley, Terry McLaurin, and Kyle Pitts as offensive weapons. Holy shit. And not to mention Hardwick and Holcomb developing. That is unreal. This team it was already gross. This team is disgusting now. And we still have cap space. We still have the only offer out for Pollard. Again, we don't need a half-decent backup QB. We can sign someone else or keep Felipe Franks on roster. Although you could argue, hey, maybe look for a top quarterback if they fall off the board and try to get someone half-decent behind Colt, or we just spend the money here, but I don't want to spend the money on these guys. They're so overpaid for backups. Running back-wise, again, we're not going to go for Hunt. We'll still make that play for Pollard. Wide receiver-wise, we don't have room for anybody else. We have 4 great receivers. So while, like, saying, hey, also get Darius Slayton, like, that would just be overkill. It would be overkill. We'd completely screw over that young slot receiver that we're trying to develop. So, we're not going to go for one more. Tight end-wise, there was nobody good, which is fine. We're good to go. Like, we could sign Gronk or someone else as a veteran, but again, we could do that later. There's no reason to take up the cap now. On the O-line, of course, we're good because we were able to sign Bradbury. The defensive line, it's now Austin, Wilcox, Childs, and Davenport, which is incredible. Linebacker, it's Ellington, Jones, and Barnes. We need to look to draft a linebacker here. I think I said running back there. And then for corners, of course, since we got Dean, we're looking better. So linebackers and corners, as the game just crashed again. Linebackers and corners are the main targets here. I think what we're going to do tonight in terms of Madden, because I'm going to have to uninstall the game and reinstall it, is we'll try to get through the draft however long it takes, and then I'm going to switch to F1 for the back half of the night, or a game with friendos if people are around. I'm not against that. The cap does take our draft picks into account as well, yes. So the fact that we're going to have another #1 overall pick is incredible. So I'm feeling damn good. Yeah, and then we get the draft with the white screen of doom, or as Clappy called it, the flashbang grenade of draft lobbies. It's just horrific. The things we do. The things we put up with. You know? We do have the first overall pick. We were the worst team in the league. Call it a hunch. I don't think we'll be the worst team in the league. I've ever streamed Football Manager. Nuge, I haven't, but people have asked me to do it so much that eventually I'm going to do it. I need to. I need to. I'm just, right now, it's like, do I wait until 2021 or do I just wait until the next game comes out, you know? But obviously, like, I play FHM, so I'm kind of accustomed to the idea of that, and obviously Football Manager is FHM on steroids, so. Alright, so. Again, just to look at who else we could use here at safety. We're going to draft a safety instead of bringing in, like, Kari Wills. So we're good. There's nobody else we need in terms of free agency. I'd wait for November until the new game. All right, cool. So there we go. It's been decided. So we'll see if we get Tony Pollard. If we don't, it's fine because, again, we signed fucking Terry McLaurin. And we still have Calvin Ridley. So in terms of scouting then, we could look at these first-round quarterbacks just to see if anybody falls because we do need a better backup. Running back, we're probably set. Don't need a fullback. We don't need any wide receivers. We could still scout the guys who are projected in the first round. But it's not an extreme position of need. Honestly, that might just be what we do. Let's scout out who's left in the first round. Will I play the new AEW game when it's out? Of course I will play the AEW game when it's out. That's not even a question. That'll be the wrestling game that I probably play the most since... God, like the No Mercy days. Could look at Russell at defensive tackle. Wide receivers I'm willing to scout because we could move on from that slot option, and whoever we draft could be the fourth. There's no way that defensive tackle makes it in. There's just no way. George Griffey, though, we will take a look at. So we'll see who else we're able to scout. So again, scouting, we're good. We have a player upgrade. And it's Terry McLaurin. He had an upgrade just sitting there. He's up to a 95. This is unreal. Dude, even without trading for players, like, this roster is still unbelievable. And what do we have now? Pollard accepted. So we have the running back as well on a dirt cheap deal to be our second choice back. This is outrageous. Again, we really don't need the O-lineman now. I suppose we could still look at him. Is he worth looking at? No, he's not. Combine results aren't great. Sean Belton. Good speed, good agility. He's listed as a deep threat. We'll take a look at him. This right guard, not worth looking at. Brian Morrison. Not worth looking at. Harvey Meekins. 6'4" with a 41-inch vert. Yes, please. Mitch Mentor. No. Braden Smith. Nah. No, we don't need him. I mean, decent strength and agility, but doesn't really have the speed, so that's going to be a no. We'll look at Kirk Randolph. What about Nate Hickson? He's okay. He's kind of like the other one. I didn't look at the defensive tackle because there's just no way I'm making a change of plans at defensive tackle like I could at linebacker. There's just no way. Best is okay on the O-line. And then we're down to the second round. We will look at that defensive tackle actually anyway instead of scouting out people in round 2. And, I mean, he's probably a beast. So, here, let's just use up those points. So, we're ready for the draft. I don't know if the game is. It might crash a couple more times. That was incredible. All 5 of our targets in free agency signed, which is just fantastic. You can't ask for anything better. Tyreek Hill goes to the Chargers. Kareem Hunt to the Patriots. Not saying I predicted it. Zadarius Smith to the Bengals, A.J. Brown to the Rams, Lavonte David to the Panthers, Jason Kelsey to Tennessee, Devin McCourty back to the Patriots, love to see it, Montez Sweat to the Colts, Ioannidis to the Titans. Rams also get Slayton, J.C. Treader to the Bengals, and from there, I mean, the name value drops off, as do the overalls, but there you go. As Rock Ya-Sin went to New England. I'd love to see it. So, I am pumped for this draft. We have the #1 overall pick. We just picked up Terry McLaurin in free agency. Are we ready for the white screen? Flashbang! Out! Ah! It had a delayed timer. All right, well, we have the #1 overall pick. The question is, are we making it? Because in terms of our picks in the first round, we have 1, 19, and 24. There has to be somebody here who we absolutely take. There are 3 strong-arm quarterbacks that we can look at. He's an early... We're not taking him #1. If any of these guys fall, though, I'll consider it. 15 reps for Pittman. I thought that was Rory McDonald for a second. Strong arm. Oh, my God. 6'4", 21 years old, strong arm with 24 reps. If he falls, we're taking him. And Cam June had 27 reps as a quarterback. Whew. So if we can get any of those guys, if they fall, we'll consider it. From there, is there anybody with like a crazy combine setup? Like a speed threat? Taylor Cologne. I will not call him Colon. Not that good. What about Ernie White? Ran a 4.64. Ernie White might not be that bad for like a late round pick. Zach Stover. Wasn't Zach Stover a kicker? Brits, how are ya? Monte Dillon ran a 4.63. Probably not taking a late quarterback. Running back, we didn't look at anybody. And let's be honest, we basically won't consider anybody. Because those first rounders looked like trash. McCauley's a toss-up because he didn't take part in the combine. I have yet to see a great running back here that I'd be interested in taking as a second, really a third string option. So unless like Darren Rush, which is a great name for a running back, is great, but he's not. Yeah, there's no way we're taking a running back this year. Yeah, not a chance in hell. Hawks, I think I accidentally ended up with 2 CM Punk shirts because the website was so bugged. Wide receiver-wise, Denzel Tongue. Again, 6'5" with a 40-inch vert. We really don't need him, but we could get him. And then it could be Hardwick and Tongue to take over for McLaurin and Ridley. Tavon Jennings ran a 4.34. Great agility. We won't take any of these guys #1. I wouldn't take any of these guys with the #1 pick. They're too big of a risk. I mean, I think this guy could be something special, though. It's not as if he's incredibly slow. And Tavon Jennings isn't bad, but he's not #1 pick worthy. Sean Belt could be decent. I don't know if he's exceptional enough. Warrior, I will let you know. I do have a friend that said he'd buy it off of me already. And considering I could hand it to him in person, there you go. Harvey Meekins, as well as a wide receiver who's tall and can jump. Aside from that, is there anybody that has a crazy combine score? Brandon Harden. Fast, strong, decent jumping at 23. Brandon Baggs. Okay, so I don't think there's going to be any crazy wide receivers worth taking. We'll see if those guys fall off the list. Tight end wise, George Griffey. Looks like a beast. Definitely not taking him with the 2nd overall pick. Kirk Randolph. Looks like a beast. Definitely not taking him 2nd overall. And then Chris Nickerson. Also looks like a beast. So 3 tight ends we could consider drafting this year. On the O-line. Okay, the reps are way too low. Good speed and agility, but the reps are so low. I don't think he'd be that good. What about Gil Hamlin? Same thing, good speed and agility, but the strength is really lacking. Jarvis Cheeks looks pretty well-rounded. Martin Darby, not that good. Delroy Perrine is trash. Left guard. Nobody? Nobody I'd consider taking. Basically nobody. Unless this guy is magical. Nope. Okay, so nobody. Centers. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Eric Knox. Good thing we didn't have to bank on the O-line. Right guard. Deontay Carroll. Again, lack of strength is concerning. There's no way I'd take him early. Kendrick Price looks like more of a safe bet. It wouldn't be an immediate starter either. Jared Boren pretty much only has the strength going for him. Maybe consider it later on. Right tackle. Shaquille Wembley is trash. Lawrence Landry is trash. Quentin Young is trash. Dylan Forbes, trash. What an awful draft for O-lineman. And then left end, Pat Boone. Looks like he could be really good. Definitely wouldn't take him second overall. There's no way. Evan Presley, who didn't take part in the combine. Jawan McLean. Looks like he could be pretty good. But we don't have to take him early in the draft. I don't like Jared Ross. Those aren't good combine results. Donald Wall, also trash. Willie Mitchell, great defenseman, also trash though. Leslie Douglas, trash. Hargrove, trash. Ben Thomas, trash. Deion Craig, trash. Tremaine Hodges, trash. Sammy Schaefer, trash. Right end, Paul Mann. I wouldn't take him first overall. I wouldn't do it. Not with those combine results. Dante Atkinson. Wouldn't take him first overall, but could be decent. J.D. Davison. Same thing. Tucker Stein. It's going to be a no in general. Scott Saunders. That's a no. Amari Howard. That's a no. Braxton Elliott. Nope. Trash. Chauncey Lynch, trash. Defensive tackle, we did scout the one guy. It is Jerron Russell. If he slips down the board, we could take him, but we're not taking him first overall. Eric Madrano, same thing. Teron Sharp. A lot of good defensive tackles, except for that guy, in this draft from the looks of it, but DT is not an area of need at all for us. We got two really good defensive tackles in the draft last year. Barry Peterson, not that good. Luke Townsend, just has strength at least. Linebacker, Forrest Minor, not bad. TJ Payne, trash. Contreras is trash. Oh boy, and then Von Albert. This does not look like a great draft. Middle linebacker, Rashard Crosby. Well-rounded, but not great. Nick Hamilton. Good. Bernard Freeman. Good. Jabari Newkirk. Okay. Good speed and strength. Malcolm McCoy. It's also okay. So this is definitely a trade down type of draft. I think that's pretty much undeniable at this point. This is a trade down type of draft. We're going to Belichick our way to success here and let the AI just throw away their hopes and dreams. Yeah, there's really nobody else in that draft that I would consider worth picking for middle linebackers. Right outside linebacker, Kai Clifford. Definitely not worthy of a top pick. George Bullocks. Not bad, not worthy of a top pick. Ramon Goodwin. Not Goodwin enough. Jonathan Correa. No. Scott Simpson. Yeah! Scott Simpson as a steal. Yes, please. Chris Agnew. Trash. Braden of Birmingham. Trash. Justice Bolden. Trash. Jeremiah Forney. Trash. Colin Banks. I got another piece of tooth fucking floating around in there. That's awful. Sydney Kirkpatrick. Trash. And then at corner, Paul Reddick is a beast. Ish. Good speed, decent agility, good vert jump. Wouldn't take him first overall. Chuck Cooper, also decent. Wouldn't take him first overall. Carlos Franklin, good. Wouldn't take him first overall. Jose Mullins, trash. Jeff Merritt, okay. Joey Ragland, okay. Trash. Trash, sorry Joey. Zach Watson, trash. Wow. Max Stevenson, garbage. This is looking like the worst draft we're going to see so far in this game. This is awful. Lance Love's not good enough. Jason Ellison's not good enough. This draft is a minefield from the looks of it. We got to be very careful. Marquise Brooks. Might be worth the first overall pick. I wish the bench was a bit better, and I wish he was 2 years younger. Keith Bernard. Pretty solid. Justin Geddes. Solid. I think Brooks, though, like, I don't look at that guy and say absolutely 100% he's the guy. You know? And that's a concern when you take a safety with the first pick. Like, he's not that safety that, Crash, yes you can. He's not that safety that's a lights out guarantee like that guy in Miami ended up with last year, who won the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Steve Cummings was his name. Tony Richardson. Again, not worthy of the first overall pick. He's not. Denzel Patton. So if we're going to solve our issues at safety, it's going to be a little bit later on in the draft. From the looks of it, we are heading towards trading the number 1 overall pick, which is fine. But yeah, there's not a single person that I think is a lights out guarantee. So let's see, get ready for the blinding. Let's see what picks are available here. So 2 first rounders from the Bears, 2 first and a third from the Bills. 2 first is the going rate. 2 first and a third, 2 first and a second from New Orleans. Their pick this year, actually, it wouldn't be. So yeah, it would be the 30th overall pick this year, which I don't mind. The Ravens are offering the 14th, but I'd rather end up with 2 firsts. I'd rather not think about, oh, well, I could get the 14th this year and then like a later second. Like, I want 2 firsts. I think we're going to be making that deal with the Saints. 2 firsts and a second, a first and a second this year, and a first next year. I think we trade down with New Orleans. I mean, unless there's someone... Again, there really wasn't anybody in the draft where I'm like, I absolutely have to get this. The picks aren't finalized for next year. It's a prediction. Like, Green Bay is offering the 18th pick this year. Warriors thinking he saw 2 firsts this year. It was not the case with Buffalo. It was not the case with Chicago. It was not the case with Seattle. It was not the case with Baltimore. It was not the case with Green Bay. Sorry, Warriors, you saw wrong. Baltimore best offer, read again. It's not, though. It's not, though. I know it's the 14th pick. but it's a first, a third, and a first next year, or we get the 30th, the 62nd, and a first next year. Yeah, no, I will easily take that New Orleans trade. Because that second round pick could easily be used to trade up, and I don't know if you noticed, it's a real toss-up for first round talent right now. I'm taking that New Orleans deal, because that first round pick next year could be used to trade up, could be used to trade down, could be used to get a player that we desperately need. So, we're taking that deal with the Saints. So we trade down from the number 1 pick. We do not get to select until the 19th selection, but that's okay. There was nobody I saw where I'm like, we have to get that guy. And we spent a lot of money last year. So the Saints, number 1, take Pittman, quarterback, 76 overall to Clemson. The Jets at 2 take McDonald, 77, quarterback out of Oregon. Again, we don't need a quarterback, so a team willing to trade up works out. Isn't Baltimore better? 14th first and the third versus 30th first and the second. No, it's not. What would you rather have? What would you rather have? In terms of, okay, 14th, a first and a third versus 2 first and, like, I would much rather have the deal that I took. That's why I took it. Did you not see the players when we looked through them, TK? And the Jags at 3 take Paul Mann, 75 edge. Lions at 4 take Cam June, 75 quarterback. And Washington will find out. So all 3 of those quarterbacks went within the first 4 picks. Or first 5 picks. So, yeah, there was no chance any of them were falling. Not a chance. Which is fine. We didn't need them. We'll see who the Dolphins take at 6. This fucking white screen of death, the freezing issue, it's brutal. Let's see, so pick number 5 was Marquise Brooks, 79 safety. I didn't think he'd be that good. Dolphins at 6 take 67 guard Knighton, and the Raiders at 7, we don't know. So a really good safety just went off the board, but again, I looked at his combine results. I wasn't sold. It's okay. If he was bad, it wouldn't have been worth the risk. At least we weren't the Raiders, who just completely swung and missed on a 67 rated guard. We'll see what the Cardinals do at 8 as we patiently await pick number 19. We're going to be able to get some good steals in the late first, early second. That's our strategy this year. God, this white screen. So it was quarterback James Castle, 72 to the Raiders. Cardinals at 8 get 75 edge Atkinson. Eagles at 9 get 78 DT Jerron Russell, who was that DT we were looking at. But again, we didn't really need a defensive tackle. We got 2 great DTs already. So right now, I don't care. Like, I'm more than happy that we traded down. And I still think we're going to get some great pickups here. Do you make players? I do not. So again, we wait to pick 19. This fucking white screen glitch has to go, EA. This is unacceptable. Yet I'm still playing it because I want to play your game. Minnesota at 10 takes 77 receiver Tavon Jennings. Lions at 11 take 73 corner Carrington. And the Patriots at 12 take 74 edge Pat Boone out of Utah. So we have a few picks to go until our next one. I mean, I won't get too confident. Let's look at my draft board and see who's out there. So quarterback-wise, there's nobody left to take. We're going to have to sign a veteran as our backup. Wide receiver-wise, there were 3 that I was interested that are left. I'm interested in Denzel Tongue because he's 6'5" with a 40-inch vert. But I cannot trade up to risk that. I can't. If he's great, cool. But if that's a miss, it really sucks. It does. Like, he looks like he could be great, but that's a risk. Sean Belton looks like he could maybe be an upgrade on the slot option we have already. And then Harvey Meekins is kind of a worse version of the other guy. Tongue was an early first round. Tongue's going to be drafted any second now. Tight end wise, we don't desperately need one, so we're going to wait to see if one of those 2 fall. Deontay Carroll, we could get later on in this round. Again, looking at steals. Davidson will be late in this round. Linebacker Nick Hamilton will be later on in the round. So will Clifford. And then Paul Reddick. So right now I see the wide receiver that I like, and I see this corner that I like a lot. We're probably not going to be able to get both. It's not really worth trading up. It's not worth the overall risk of missing. You do still have Tony Richardson. I'm not sold on him either. I know it says first round talent. So there's still a couple of players I'd like, but I'm not willing to give up assets in case we miss on the pick. The Texans at 13. We'll find out in a minute. So yeah, I'm not willing. There's not a single one of those guys there that I can say with confidence they are going to be amazing. I don't trust it. So we will go for more picks over, hey, here's a guarantee, let's trade up to get them. Easily. So, we'll see what that 13th pick was with the Texans. The Ravens are up next. This fucking white screen glitch, my God. Tongue, the 76 wide receiver, is gone. Told you he'd go any second. The Ravens at 14 take Bonner, 70 guard. And the Browns at 15 take Sean Belton, 75 receiver. So two of the receivers we were just talking about are already gone. We signed Terry McLaurin. I don't care. 6'5 wide receiver with a 40-inch jump sounds great, but I can't risk it. And we don't know his dev pattern yet. You know, if it turns out that we could have gotten him, then hey, you know, I regret it. But at the moment, I feel like it was safe to not trade up. It really does look like we can get some great steals. We have not picked a player yet. We had the number 1 pick, but we traded down for 2 firsts and a second with New Orleans. The Bills at 16 take 72 edge Ben Singh. Chargers at 17 take 74 receiver Meekins. And the Packers at 18 take 74 guard Deontay Carroll. So the other receiver we were looking at is gone, and the other wide receiver is gone. So for our board, we're not looking at taking a wide receiver in this draft. We don't desperately need a tight end option. They both look great. I'm not picking one here. So that leaves us. I think we could get J.D. Davison a little bit later on. He looks like he could be really good, though. Probably late first round. Linebacker, I mean, Nick Hamilton. Late first round. I think we can look at getting him as well. So there are 2 guys I like. I like Hamilton, and I like Davison. You could also argue for Kai Clifford. I'm not as sold on him. And George Bullocks, I'm not as sold on him either. For linebackers, there's no doubt I want Nick Hamilton. I think he's the best linebacker of our available options here, based on the information that we have. And then there's that corner, Paul Reddick. I like the speed, I like the vert, I like the agility. He's maybe not the strongest, but I think we might have to look at Paul Reddick here. Cooper's likely a late first rounder. And then, of course, we have the remaining safety, Tony Richardson. I'm not completely sold because of the speed, but he does have a good vert, good agility, decent strength. Denzel Patton has everything else except the high-end speed as well. And then there's also Chris Sullivan, who could be taken later on as well. I think the only guy who's probably worth picking here is the corner, Paul Reddick. I think that's now's about the time that he'd be drafted. If we were going to get him, it would have to be right here. I think we take him. We don't have a we signed a free agent corner. He could be the guy next to Terrell. Let's take Paul Reddick. And that's why I didn't trade up earlier. He's 7th in true value, or true talent. Yeah, true value at 7. We got him at 19. The good thing is he's 22, but only normal dev is a 77. Hurts a little bit. We're going to need him to have a breakout moment. We need him to have a breakout moment. He's got 94 speed, 90 acceleration, 92 jumping. I mean, he's a really solid player right now. He's ready. But that dev pattern miss hurts a little bit. So, jury's out on Paul Reddick. We need a breakout moment. Giants at 20 take 72 receiver Dion Long. Steelers at 21 take 71 linebacker Tyron Ewing. And we'll find out about the Seahawks in a minute. So, not the worst pick, but not a home run. That's why I didn't want to trade up in the draft, man. I could just kind of tell this draft, like I said, it's a minefield. So, it is an absolute minefield that we have to try to navigate here. So, any open spots. It is not an open... did this game just crash? Not an open connected franchise. Okay, Teron Sharp, 77 DT is gone, and from what I can tell, I have to quit out of this because it looks like it's glitched, because this game has been a mess.